Okay, sorry, I got a phone call and the video cut out. But as I was saying, the end of the producer's cut, I said it's dog shit. It's not dog shit, but it's just like, it's not, it's, the theatrical cut ending is far better, but we'll get to that. So there's Halloween 6. So Halloween 2 is the worst, then Resurrection, then Halloween 3, then Halloween 5, then Halloween 6, producer's cut. Next movie, Halloween 2007, Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, the remake, the first one. The reason I don't like this movie is because my sister watched it, and I remember I went to the Halloween 2018, and she told me, like, we were talking in the car, because her boyfriend, me, and my friend, and my mom and dad went to see Halloween 2018, and she was saying, or something, I remember her talking to me about how Michael, became a killer because his sister didn't take him trick-or-treating. Thanks, Rob Zombie, for giving the shittiest idea into people's minds. Like, that's not why Michael kills. Michael kills. There's no reason why Michael kills. He gave him a backstory, and that's just, oh my god, it's stupid. I mean, it's cool to see Loomis interacting with Michael, but it's just like, why give him backstory? Michael Myers is a mystery, It's like Rob Zombie kind of missed the point of all the Halloween movies, or the point of Michael Myers. Michael Myers is not supposed to be an explainable being. He's just a kid, or a kid in a suburban neighborhood, just snapped one day and just decided to fucking stab his sister to death. But this movie is, after that part, it's really good. I wish they introduced the mask in the in the first like half the movie, and then Michael puts it in the floorboards or whatever with his knife, and then he goes and gets it like 15 years later. I wish Michael found the mask as an adult, because the mask looks so good in the first part of the movie. The mask looked really good without all the nonsense on it, the rotting, which the rotting made sense because it's whatever. Well, it didn't make perfect sense, but it's whatever. The mask would have looked so badass if it was a new mask when he was an adult, but what are you gonna do? It's Rob Zombie. He's gotta make everything 10 times more disgusting than it already is. And there's the unrated version of the movie. There's a rape scene, and it's not necessary at all. It shows how Michael gets out of his cell, but they could have gone any other way than a rape scene. Like, you did not need that. You did not need it at all. And I hated that part of the movie. It made me uncomfortable watching it. It's like, why would you even be like, oh yeah, let's put a rape scene in this? There's no reason to put a rape scene in a movie, but whatever. I'm just not gonna talk about that part anymore. The movie overall is, like, Loomis. Oh, I forgot to mention Halloween 2. Brackett is an amazing character still. Brackett is one of the things with Halloween 2 that stays great. This is the best, by far, best Sheriff Brackett than the first one. He's way better of a Brackett. He's an amazing sheriff, and he's good in this movie, he's good in the next movie. Like, all the characters in this movie are good. Like, they're not fucked up like the second one, but Laurie's great character. Sorry, my cat's at the door. Sorry, my cat. But, like, all the characters they're whatever, Like, no, they're not whatever. They're really good. Loomis is great, and Malcolm McDowell apparently never watched any of the Halloween movies, but he still played an amazing Loomis. Like, stop. Trigger them, yeah. But yeah, Malcolm McDowell did a great job. I'm blanking right now. I don't know why. I don't know. There was the end scene was kind of like extended, like when Michael's like putting the plank into the roof. It's like, come on, yeah, this is overdone already. Like, he's just stabbing or he's just like hitting the roof with the stick or the 2x4 over and over and over again. Like, it's kind of a drawn out chase scene. Like, they probably could have ended it the part, but like with where Loomis says, or Laurie says, was that the boogeyman? And then Loomis says, yes, I do believe it was. And then Michael reaches into the car, but they didn't have to have Michael reach in the car. They could have just left it, but whatever. It was kind of cool how she, like, stabbed him or shot him in the face in the very end when they fall off the balcony. And then she's, like, screaming, and there's, like, close-ups, and then it pans to the shots of Michael as a kid and, like, with the baby and stuff like that. But yeah, it's whatever. It's good. I ain't gotta stop saying it's whatever. So, there's that. The good thing about this movie, too, is they actually use the Halloween theme. In Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, they didn't use the theme of until the credits, they didn't use the Halloween theme. It's just good. But the theme was good in this one. Like, they did pretty good. I'm sad the Danny Trejo's character died, but it's a Halloween movie, so, you know. Can't be getting too attached to characters. But it's kind of nice to have characters in a horror movie that you actually care about and you don't really want to die, especially in a Rob Zombie one. But yeah, overall, that movie it's pretty good. It's a pretty good remake. And Michael's such a badass in that movie, you know? Like, overall, good movie. Wasn't bored watching it. So next is, for me on the list, is Halloween H2O. I have a soft spot for this movie. I really like H2O. I didn't put it that high on my list. It's number 5. But, like, I just have a soft spot for it. You know? Because I love it does feel very clean. That's what We Watched the Movie said in their ranking. They said it feels like a clean movie, and it does. And it's very Scream-esque because it came out in that time. But the score is actually pretty good. Even though it kind of resembles the Scream score, it's actually a pretty good score for the Halloween or theme. Because there's that intro where Loomis is talking and whatever, and then it's panning over all like the Loomis's work, like the little the tacks and all, and like the string and all that stuff that Loomis is working on, and it shows like the office destroyed because Michael was there. The opening scene's really good actually, and like the thing about this movie is there's like 7 different masks. Like they use like a really white mask with like eyes like look like an alien. They use a CGI mask, which is, oh my god, what the hell were you thinking there? They use the normal mask, which I actually like. I have a thing for that mask. I'm not a thing like sexually, but but like I like the mask. It's actually kind of good. It's not the best mask, and his eyes are kind of wide, but I just have something about it that I like. But this movie, like Laurie's such a badass in this movie when she's just like tells her son, like Josh Hartnett, to go to the hospital or whatever, or go get some help, and then she's like she just grabs the axe and she's just like, Michael! She's just screaming for him inside of the thing, inside of the university. Also, I like the fact that it's like, you know, it's just him and her it's just him and her, that's it. And like, oh my god, their fight scene when Michael like lowers himself down like Batman off the thing, and then he like stabs her in the shoulder again, and then she stabs him with the axe. This is a cool scene too. She stabs him with the axe, and then the axe, he just pulls it out and it falls. And it's just like, ding, and then it shows him walking. And then there's the table scene where she's under the table and Michael's like fucking flipping tables, like, where are my keys? I need to find my keys. Like, well, he's not trying to find, he's trying to kill Laurie, but and then she grabs the flagpole, stabs him, and then she hits him with it or throws it at him. And she goes upstairs. She's throwing knives. She's actually kind of good at throwing knives. Like, she doesn't hit one, but Michael then stabs at her, and then she goes like holds up the drawer, and he stabs the drawer, and she hits him in the nuts. And Michael's like, "Oh God!" Like, you know. So that's confirmed. His nuts work. Well, Halloween 6, but don't want to talk about that one. But yeah. And then Laurie, they fight a little bit more. He falls, and then she's about to stab him. And then LL Cool J, which he's actually a good character in this movie. The round melon breasts. That's from when he's talking to his girlfriend about his book. But she's about to stab him, and he's like, no, he's dead. And then he gets up. Or he doesn't get up, actually. He's in a body bag at that point. And then he's in the body bag in the back of the van. He's like coming out like he's getting rebirth. I don't know why I said that, but it kind of looks like it. And then he's coming out of the bag, and then she like stops the car, and he goes flying out the window, and then he's like sitting there like, and he gets up, and then she runs into him, and he's on front of the car, and she's looking at him. He's like, oh God. And then they go down a hill. The van rolls down the hill, and then Michael's like about to get out of the way, and then he gets like pinched between the tree and the van. The van hits his back, and he's like, ooh. And then he like reaches out for Laurie, which people say like, oh, that they're right there, you know that's the paramedic that Michael switched out in Resurrection. No, I think that Michael's trying to trick her because he wasn't dead, and how the fuck would a paramedic survive that? That like cut him in half probably. Like that couldn't have been the paramedic, but whatever. So then he's grabbing out, and Laurie's kind of like, oh God, because they're brother and sister in this one, and then she's like, nah, fuck that shit, and then she cuts off his head. Perfect ending. You know why? Because that's what you think of when you're fighting a serial killer, cut off their head. Unless they're a zombie, how the fuck are they gonna get back up? You know, it's like, so it's really good ending. But overall, this movie, Josh Hartnett, calm your fucking hand, man. Oh my god, I love the scene when he's out, when he sneaks out with Charlie, I think it is, and Laurie's like, just tells Charlie to go to the car, and then she like grabs her son. She's like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing on this day?" And he's like, "Michael Myers is dead," or whatever. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of ironic how he's like saying that it's been 20 years. Don't you think it would have come by now? And then he's like, "Oh, I'm here, lol." But there's not that many deaths in this movie. Oh, there's also the bathroom scene when he just grabs the purse and he leaves the mom and the girl. Kind of like that scene. Like when she's looking at him through the stall and he's like looking through the mirror. It's actually a pretty good scene. But yeah, so H2O, I really like it. I like how Laurie's just like yelling for Michael, and it's just like, that's a really good scene. So overall, H2O, pretty good movie. So next we have Halloween 4. Halloween 4 is I'm just gonna say this right away. It's the most Halloween feel movie in the whole franchise. It has there's one score in it. It's called Haddonfield. Just search up Haddonfield Halloween 4, and the score might come up, and it just feels like a Halloween, like, when you listen to it. But it's a really Halloween feel movie. The mask in it is just. I used to think that he picks it up from a department store. The mask is obviously going to be shit, but they kind of he found his first mask in a department store, so why was that one not shit? But I guess maybe because there was already a masked murderer, that maybe, they don't want to recreate the exact mask, but I don't know. And then, there's a scene with Michael has the bandage on him for some of the movie because he doesn't have his mask yet. And there's the opening scene when there's the ambulance and it's raining, and then there's no music until Michael comes out down the handicap ramp in the gurney, and the theme starts playing. It's like doo, doo, doo. It's a good theme too, but hold up. What are you doing? You coming in? But yeah. This is my chair. Yeah, overall, it's really good movie. It's not really good in my opinion. I don't know. I know I said it's really good, but it's a pretty good movie. It's not boring. It's watchable. Rachel's a great character. Jamie is a phenomenal actor. Danielle Harris, she's a phenomenal kid actor, and she's a good actor now. But also, she comes back in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007 remake, which is cool. But it's just she's really good character to bring back, or not bring back. She's a really good kid actor. I don't know why I said that, but she's an amazing kid actor, and I think this was her first role, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's just really good. And there's if Michael looked good in this movie, it probably would have been a really, really good movie. But yeah, this is a sequel to Halloween 2, so Mike Loomis has the egg burn on his face. It looks like an egg from some of the movie, but Michael also is. God, I wonder what Michael's face would look like, because you don't see his face, but you see his hand. His hand's all fucked up because he was burning in the 10 years ago. He was literally burning, and he's in a coma instead of being dead. But yeah, so Halloween 4 overall, pretty good movie. I'm sorry, I'm kind of not really talking about the movies that much now because I'm just getting sidetracked and shit like that. But so yeah, Halloween 4. Next movie, Halloween 6, the theatrical cut. Great movie. Even better ending. I'm just gonna talk about the ending here because I already kind of talked kind of about the movie. But the ending is great when Michael's grabs the girl. So it starts with Paul Rudd's trying to hit the doorknob off, and he gets it off, and then Michael is about to grab her, and then Michael goes out. And then they close the door. And then Michael grabs the girl through the bars and grabs her, and then Paul Rudd shoots him with the whatever gun it is. It's a big gun. And then they run out, and then they go to hide, and then Michael comes through, and there's the scene with the strobe light medical room scene. Such a great scene. One of the best scenes in all of Halloween. It's Michael's just going ape shit on all these fucking dentists, not dentists, doctors, and it's just so cool. And then one of the doctors gets away. Or there's also the scene before he goes in where he's looking at the table, and he's about to pick up one, and he like sees the bigger knife, and he's like, I want that, and he goes in and just cuts up shit, and it's crazy, and strobe lights everywhere, and it's so cool. So then they run away, Paul Rudd and the other actor, I don't remember her name, or her actor name, but there's her, and then they have the baby, and then there's also a doctor gets out, and then they're running through that red tunnel. Oh my god. There's a scene, they're running through the red tunnel with the gate, and then there's the medical guys behind them, because he's kind of like injured, and then they get through, they close the door, and then the medical guy is there, and Michael just bashes his fucking head into the cage door to get it open. It's just so cool. Sorry, hold on. But yeah, it's like such a great ending for a movie. And then they stab Michael with Thorazine or whatever it's called, and they just beat him to a pulp. And this is what you do. It's just like what Laurie did, cut off his head. Like you always see people, they hit the killer down and they just run away. Paul Rudd just beats the ever living shit out of Michael. Like it's what you would do in a horror movie, you know? You wouldn't just hit them once. You hit them a million fucking times until you were sure they're dead. And there's like green ooh coming out of Michael's eyes. And then rest in peace, Donald Pleasence, by the way. This was his last movie, I think. And it's just like, you know, he's an amazing actor. But rest in peace to him. So there's the beginning. There's like, not just the beginning, but there's like the whole movie. Michael like chops one lady's head off. And in this version, he puts her head in the washing machine. And then in this version, he grabs her husband, goes downstairs, and like looks in the washing machine, sees it bumping around, and he like grabs him, and he like his head explodes when he's holding him up to the electrical box thing. And that guy was an asshole, by the way. The dad was an asshole. But yeah. There's another weird scene where they're at a radio show. And then Michael is... And then there's the two people, they live in Michael's house. Those two people are on the radio show talking. They're like, yeah, we live in the Myers house. Or one of them does. And then they go back to the Myers house. And they're like, they say they're going to bring the radio show people to the Myers house. And they told the radio people that they're to come to the house, and then they decide before those people come to have sex and light candles. Not only just have sex, but light candles. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking? You know, those people could have came any minute, but whatever. So they do that. Michael cuts him. There's one scene where Michael like, grabs the guy and then cuts his throat, but he also gets a little bit under his armpit, and it looks painful. But yeah, another great thing about this movie, Michael's mask looks awesome. He looks a little chubby, but you know what? That's fine. There's also another kill. Michael like grabs the girl and stabs her fucking head onto that spike. That's a cool part. And Michael's mask looks so good in that part too. There's a scene where he chases Jamie through the rain and shit like that. And he like spins around that one guy's head when she steals his truck. Not Michael's truck, the other guy's truck that he spins the head around. But there's that. There's just so much. There's pretty good about this movie. For what it is, it's really good. So yeah, there's that. Great ending and shit like that. Now we're on to Halloween 2, 1981. I was really confused of what I was going to do, either Halloween 2 or Halloween 2018 for a second, but I chose Halloween 2. The one thing about Halloween 2 that's amazing is that I saw this thing on Facebook, and you could if you had to have Halloween 1978 and then one sequel, what would you choose? I picked Halloween. I was just thinking Halloween 2 because it's the perfect ending. It's basically one movie, and a lot of people say Halloween 2 is not very memorable, but for me, it's just like I remember a lot of scenes. And there's the techno theme. Some people don't like that, but I actually enjoy it. Like the do 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 do. Like it's like kind of Halloween Forest theme, but like a bit more techno. It's just I really enjoy it. And there's the opening scene with Loomis, and like where he shoots Michael, and then he goes out and he's like, and then he's talking to the guy. Goes like, "What the hell happened over here?" And he's like, "He's gone." Or whatever, and then the guy comes over and he's like, "Don't be pulling a prank on me. I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight." And Loomis is like, "You don't know what death is." And then the Halloween theme starts playing. It's like, doo, 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 doo. And there's that opening when the thing's going into the the pumpkin's opening. There's a skull inside of it. That's badass too. Michael's kind of slow in this movie, but he's still such a badass. The mask's weird. It's the same mask on the first one that Deborah Hill apparently kept in a box under her bed when she smoked in her room a lot. But it's pretty good overall. Movie. There's a scene with like the cowboy and Michael's just walking on the street because, that's creepy. Like, there's another scene too. This girl opens or she's in her house talking to her friend about this masked murderer that escaped. Not masked yet. Anyway, so masked murderer that escaped a mental hospital, and then her door opens. Imagine how fucking scary that would be. Like, you know, you're just thinking about that, and oh my god, my door's open. Well, I'm dead. This is the Elrod scene where Michael doesn't kill those older people, but he just leaves them, takes a knife, and he's like, I'm gonna spare these guys. They're gonna die soon, anyways. But yeah, that's pretty good. And also, George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead is playing, so that's cool. And on the TV, they're watching it. But like, it's just a nice feeling, like a very suburban feeling, just like the first one. I just like about it, you know. It's like Michael's just free. And then the shots of Loomis, like, there's the one line Loomis says, he's like, an hour ago, I just fired 6 shots into a man, and he just got up and walked away like it was nothing. And that was just really good. Like, that was an amazing line, in my opinion. But Donald Pleasence could deliver any line amazingly, because he's an amazing actor. But yeah, overall, Halloween 2 is my third favorite movie in the series. Next is Halloween 2018. The reason I put Halloween 2018 here is because I recently watched all the movies, but Halloween 2018, it just makes you feel like, fuck yeah, inside, you know? It's just such a good movie. Like, I was not bored at all during this whole movie. It's just so good. Like, there's the music alone is fucking phenomenal. The mask is great. There's a scene where Michael puts on the mask after he kills the podcasters. He closes the trunk and it's just like doom, doom, doom. And he's there. The shots, the music alone, the shots of the movie, the music, the mask, all those things alone are amazing. And together, they're just goddamn masterpiece. Obviously, there's flaws about all these movies. I just don't really mention them other than the last couple of ones because goddamn. I'm kind of blank right now. I've been talking for a while, so I'm not really thinking that properly, but sorry if that's not very entertaining. But yeah, so there's Halloween 2018, and there's the end scene when Laurie's like, the only thing is, like, Laurie at one point says, "Happy Halloween, Michael." That's kind of weird, but whatever. You gotta have your weird points in the movie. But I love, Michael's mask is so good. She shoots off his finger, too, so he's like a 3-finger. He's like, oh, I can't think right now. Halloween 2, second favorite. Okay, last one. Halloween 1978 is obviously my favorite movie. There's really no need. I'm going to talk about it, but there's not much of a need to. Obviously, it's the best movie in the franchise because it's the beginning. The mask, the music cues, the shots, the ominousness of the movie, the intro, everything with the movie is great overall. And I'm going to leave that there because I've been talking for a while and I'm just spewing out of my mouth at this point. So yeah, Halloween. So my ranking is, I'm going to show you a picture of it. Sorry, my writing is messy. If you can't read that, then that's fine. So I'm gonna go from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 movies because I did the producer's cut and the theatrical cut of Halloween 6. So for Halloween, so number 12, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Then Halloween Resurrection. Then Halloween 3. Then Halloween 5. Then Halloween 6, the producer's cut. Then Halloween 2007, Rob Zombie's remake. Then Halloween H2O. Then Halloween 4, then Halloween 6, the theatrical cut, then Halloween 2, 1981, the first original Halloween 2, and then Halloween 2018, and then Halloween 1978. One more thing I gotta say. The ending of Halloween 2. The reason I chose it as if I had to raise all the sequels, the only sequel to Halloween 1978 is because the ending is perfect. It's Loomis going out with this monster. He lights the gas can, and he dies, and Michael dies. And there's even the shot where Michael's, like, walking towards Laurie when he's literally on fire. It's like he'll never stop, and then he falls, finally. And then it shows him burning, and then he's like, bum, 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 and it plays Mr. Sandman. And there's, like, the ambulance shot and stuff like that. It's just great. Also, I like Mr. Sandman in that movie. I remember as a kid being really scared of Michael Myers, but always watching videos on him. And I remember I just remember the Mr. Sandman. I was like, oh, that's from Halloween. One of them. But yeah, so there's my rankings of the movie. I'm really sorry. The video got split in half, so I might have to put it in 2 parts unless I can somehow put them into one. but I think it'll be 2 parts. So this is obviously going to be part 2 if I put them in 2 parts. And if it's not in 2 parts, then ignore what I just said. But thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. And give me your thoughts. I know I don't. This video is obviously not probably gonna be that entertaining, just because of the fact that I don't want to use it, but I have ADHD, so I don't talk about things. Like, I'm talking about one thing, and then 7,000 other things pop up in my head, and then I just don't ever get to all the 7,000 things that I'm thinking of. I kind of just go on like a couple of points. There's so many more things I wanted to talk about these movies, but I just couldn't really focus very well. But yeah, so those are my rankings. If you don't agree, I completely understand that. This is just my personal opinion. These are my personal favorite movies, and the ones I don't get bored watching. I mean, I don't really get bored watching most of them, other than a couple. But yeah, so if you enjoyed, subscribe, like the video, and comment your opinions or thoughts down below, or just don't comment at all. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Probably going to be doing a DVD review next. Goodbye.